Alright guys, I know the screen's black, it's because it's nighttime, but through this door is the most wild, maybe not the most wild, I've had some wild vehicles, but I'll say the biggest investment I've ever made in a vehicle in my life. Check this out. This is my new Ram 3500 Cummins high output with the Eisen transmission. Dually, long box, basically the biggest freaking truck I can get without jumping up to something commercial. I am so stoked. Now please go easy on me. I know it's a fun thing on YouTube to bag on the new vehicles, and to be honest, I've done it too. But I wanted something that's safe, that I can put my kid in, that my wife and I and everyone can go across the country, and that can haul literally whatever I want. Probably could hook my house up to this thing. So I'm so stoked. Just wanted to give you a walk around. This is the night edition, so it's totally murdered out, and it's also black, obviously. I was a little hesitant about getting a black truck because it's a lot to keep clean, but oh my gosh, when you just look at it, it's like the heart wants what the heart wants. It's got quite a few options. I got a great deal. Show you the interior on this thing. If you're looking at Rams, you probably already know a lot about this stuff, but absolutely massive screen, and I apologize, I don't have the fob out here, or else I'd start it up for you guys and show you the screen and whatnot. Although it's real quiet. It's not like anything super exciting, especially with the stock exhaust. I guess I could hit that button and the screen might come on. Let's see. No, it really wants the fob, so that's okay. Yeah, all the goodies. I've got the full digital dash. This is a Laramie, by the way. I mean, there's stuff I haven't even, I didn't realize there was a 12-volt plug-in up there. That's pretty cool. There's your console. I feel like I'm trying to sell this thing with this video, just showing all the features. As you can see, I'm still getting the hang of it. But yeah, plenty of cool stuff. These seats fold down. I've got a box of things in there. Let me move that real quick. All right, move that box. So yeah, these, don't even know how to do this stuff yet. I guess this is plugged in. We had a car seat in here. I think I'll figure it out in a minute here. This does fold. Well, let me look at this. Here's a little cup holder thing. Pretty straightforward there. How do you fold down the seat in the Ram? I literally just picked this up yesterday, so cut me a break, guys. All right, I'll come back when I figure out how to fold the seat down. All right, so I was confused because the seat folds up, not down. So that goes up. I imagine, well, I'll figure out if I can lift that up. Oh, okay. Cool little storage thing. And these are legs, and then you can fold this forward. Yes. Maybe I gotta go around to the other side. It's also got a bed light, and really cool feature, you can turn this on and off. Oh, it's over here. From the back. How cool is that? Like, why did it take so long for manufacturers to put a button back there so you don't gotta get back in the cab every time? Alright, so that just folds right up. Little light there, that's helpful. Then you've got these legs. And voila. I think the mat might be messing with that a little bit. It's probably meant for when it's just on the bare carpet. And you also get a cup holder even when it's folded up. So that's a pretty cool feature. This is great if, I don't know, well, I'll always have a car seat back here when we're traveling. But if you had dogs or something, you could throw them back here, or, stuff, tools, whatever. So that's pretty neat. I like that. I guess I could always just have one seat down or two seats also, so that's kind of cool. You just run it like that. So this video is kind of meandering, and I'm not really having a central theme here, but I'll just say initial impressions, great. Keep in mind, I've got 70 miles on it, so it's not like this is a long-term test by any means. My dad's got the Silverado 3500, basically the same spec as the Laramie, but he's got the Silverado. I forgot what spec it is, but very similar. One difference I'll say is the seat back here is these are more like a bucket full-size seat. Good and bad. Bad, a little less area right here. Good, probably more comfortable. His is like a straight bench all the way across, if I remember correctly. Come back around the other side, get that other seat back where it was. Yeah, there we go. Stereo in this thing is insane. It's got like, I mean, there's a speaker. There's a speaker. There's a speaker. Another speaker. 2 speakers in those doors. It's got speakers on the dash, I think. It's probably got a speaker under there. I don't know. Yeah, there's a speaker right there. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. But they're everywhere. And best stereo I've ever had in a vehicle by far. It does have an option that has the better sound. I forgot if it's Harman Kardon or what it is. I've got the window that opens in the back, so that's always cool. What else? It's got the provisions for your fifth wheel hitch. I think they all might have that. I don't know. It's got airbags. It's got the 50-gallon fuel tank. That's a crazy thing, guys. If I were to load this thing up, and I wasn't towing, I guess, but if it gets similar mileage to my dad's Duramax, which we're just kind of basing it off, I forgot exactly what it was, but I'd be able to go something like 1,100 miles on one fuel tank. I mean, that's unreal. I don't even. That's so far that I couldn't even do that anyway. I'd have to take a break. Pedals are adjustable. That's a cool thing, you know. I remember in the 90s and stuff, in the early 2000s, a lot of cars had adjustable pedals, and then that seemed to go away. But they have it in this truck, so that is super cool. You can't see the screen because I don't have my key, but it does actually have built-in nav. Apparently it's TomTom, which in the early 2000s, let me tell you, my dad and I had some bad experiences thanks to TomTom taking us into some crazy areas. But I'm sure it's gotten better. And of course, you can just use your Google Maps or whatever. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Just look at that truck, man. Just menacing. So, this video is probably getting long. I'll just leave you with 3 positives, 3 main selling points, and 3 negatives, because, you know, try to be fair. Positive number 1 is honestly the looks. I mean, this thing is just incredible. I'm usually not a super visual buyer, I guess, but oh my gosh, like, it's an older body, hasn't been updated in a while, but trucks kind of look good when you don't update the body a whole bunch. Something electronical is going on back there. So I don't mind that. I think some of these newer trucks look a little bit too futuristic, kind of electric-y looking, even though they're not. But the looks, man, just incredible. Those wheels got almost like a CNC look to them. Super cool. You don't see that a lot. I don't mind chrome wheels, especially on dualies, but that's very unique for a dually. Super cool. Blacked out lights, you know, blacked out Ram symbol, blacked out logos. Just really cool. Windows seem pretty tinted, except for the front. I think that might just be clear. I think all factory vehicles are like that. So yeah, number 1, the looks. Number 2, this should probably be the number 1 reason, but the motor. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Cummins. And I know there's some stuff they've changed, and apparently it's not as good as the old ones. I'm not going to get into all that, but there's also reports of these trucks being super reliable, going very far. I mean, not a lot of reports of them having catastrophic issues, but they have added, I'm trying to think, like hydraulic lifters and stuff like that. Of course, you got your, you know, DEF and region and all that, so can't get around it with a new truck. But yeah, that and also the Eisen transmission. Awesome that they offer that as an option. Simplest way I could put it is it's kind of the Japanese Duramax, or that's what I've been told / read. But super good transmission, super reliable. You can get them. So this is a high output. It's making like over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque and 400 something horsepower, if I remember right. You can get the low output, or just a standard output. They call it SO. And I don't mind the power either way, but I mainly got the high output for the better transmission. Dodge transmissions, you know, not always the best. I went to a transmission shop one time, and the guy just told me to look around, and it was like mostly Dodges, a few Fords and Chevys, unfortunately. So yeah, Eisen transmission, high output motor, number 2 thing I really like about the truck. And number 3 is the interior, man. I mean, I think this is just a great interior. Now, a lot of reviewers will be like, it blows the Chevy and the Ford out of the water. Haven't driven any Fords, ridden in my dad's Chevy a bunch. You know, the screen is better if you're into that kind of thing. I'm normally not a big screen guy, but I figure you might as well go full send with that if you're going to have a new vehicle. Inside looks a little nicer than the Chevy, I think. The seats are a little more, you know, interesting looking, I guess. I don't know if it blows it out of the water. I would say it's maybe a little better, but not like, you know, if I give this a 10, the Chevy's like a 9 or something like that. And my dad might disagree anyway. But yeah, I think it's a really nice interior. It looks good. But blows out of the water. I don't know. But anyway, the interior is awesome. I think it is the best in the class. So I will say that. So those are my top 3 things I really like. Initial impressions. Bottom 3 things that I don't like. My wife pointed this out. She just kept saying something. Oh, just ran my foot through easy dry. That's nice. She kept saying something looks weird about the truck. It just something looks off. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she's like, you know what? I think it's that tiny front tire. Now, this is a dually. I don't know what size that tire. Okay, it's a 235-80 R17. So all I know is that means it has a 17-inch wheel. I just don't do metric tires. I'm an off-road guy. I do standard tire sizes, but I don't know what that equates to. But it does look a little small in that huge wheel well. The back ones don't look that bad. They look a little bit more normal. These are 235-80 17s. So I guess that's probably a dumb question. I've never had a dually, but I assume those are, you could actually interchange those if you, well, you'd have to dismount them, but they are all the same tire, so I guess that's cool. Yeah, the duals don't look bad. Fronts look kind of small. So, you know, number 1 gripe would be probably that. Number 2, this is kind of a goofy thing, in my opinion, for a freaking 3,500 truck, a 1-ton. But it is slower in a drag race. At least that's what my seat of the pants feel is compared to the Chevy. Have not driven the Ford. These things are torque monsters. They tow great. They make a lot of power. But the transmission is, I believe it's a 6-speed. And they're kind of clunky. Strong, but kind of clunky. So, you know, if I were to drag race my dad in his Duramax, granted, he has a single rear wheel, but, you know, excuses. That thing, I'm pretty confident would blow this out of the water. In fact, maybe I'll do a video on that just for fun. Don't necessarily get a truck like this to go fast, but, you know, it is something it's worth noting for sure. So that's number 2. And number 3, having trouble even thinking of a number 3, if I'm being honest. Also, I never showed you guys this tailgate, and I don't want to hit my chain here. Get that out of the way. So it automatically folds out. Sorry, I had to get this chain out of the way. I don't want to scratch my new truck. Oh, I guess it probably wasn't going to hit that anyway. Here, I'll just get behind it. So you hit that button, it automatically folds down by itself, and then you do not hit a button for it to fold back up. It's actually just a easy close or whatever. Kind of like that, actually. Man, I'm really having trouble thinking of a third reason. I guess this rear center console tray is a bit cheesy looking. Probably could have done a little better with that. I don't know. That's kind of like reason 2.5. That's not very significant. But, oh, you know what? I'll give you a good third thing. I could be totally wrong on this. I've been told this is not actually real leather. This is like a... Oh, what is that? Come on, man. This is like a faux leather, which, if that's the case, come on. Why is it hard to get anything with real leather anymore? It smells good. I mean, it smells like real leather, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Put in the comments if I'm wrong. I've been told it's a faux leather. So we'll see how that holds up. Definitely, I think I would prefer real leather. They're very comfy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And maybe they've designed a material that lasts longer than real leather. I don't know. But if you're going to be spending this kind of money, I feel like real leather is sort of warranted. So yeah. There you go, guys. Video that was probably way too long, but at least you got to stare at the truck if you're into Ram 3500s. Hope you enjoyed it. So that was my initial thoughts. Top 3 things initially that I love about the truck, and top 3 things that I dislike about the truck. So I'm so hyped. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.